Hey everyone, and welcome back to Crown Convos, your guide to everything to ensure you are feeling prepared and confident on your journey to NAM Nationals. My name's MT Duval, and today I'm going to be talking about something that is always a hot topic: packing effectively for NAM Nationals. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about wardrobe as well as share some of our favorite packing tips. And if you're somebody who loves capturing a fun moment with a photo, stay tuned and find out at the end of this episode about this week's Crown Convo Challenge. This week's episode is sponsored by the one, the only Dream Duffel. And let me tell you guys, if you have never heard of Dream Duffel, you need to look them up because this is your ultimate travel buddy when it comes to NAM Nationals. I cannot tell you how often I use this as a staff member, as a competitor, and as a pageant mom. As you can see, it automatically opens up and creates a garment rack. And this is a lifesaver when it comes to hanging and prepping things up in your hotel room. You can check out Dream Duffel at dreamduffel.com and you can use code NAM10 for 10% off site-wide. Or if you're interested in learning about their Omnia garment bag, which is amazing for evening gown storage, you can use code GOWN30 for 30% off. Dream Duffel for sponsoring our national contestants. Every single one of our NAM National royalty crowned this November will be taking home their own customized Dream Duffel, which includes an embroidered patch that helps celebrate their title and, of course, this amazing built-in garment rack. Let's get to it. All right, let's get into wardrobe. I'm going to talk you through each of the required competitions first and give you a little bit of outfit inspo. I want to start with the personal introduction competition. And this one gets to be a little bit of a bonus because the outfit that you wear for personal introduction is going to double as your interview outfit. Traditionally, girls absolutely do wear the same outfit for introduction as they do for interview. We don't require you to do that, but like I said, 99% of girls are going to do it. And that's what I would do and what I would recommend because it's going to help the judges remember who you are between those two areas of competition. When it comes to that personal introduction and interview outfit, remember that you are applying for a job, and the job that you're applying for is National American Miss or National All American Miss for your age division. So, looking confident, wearing something that fits you well, wearing a color that complements you, and wearing something that is age appropriate for our little ones or family friendly for our older girls and women who are competing is going to help to ensure that you are putting your best foot forward when you walk into that room. To give you a couple of examples, you could do a jumpsuit for interview. This is a fabulous Ashley Loren jumpsuit from our sponsor, Ashley Renee's. This would definitely work for interview. It is a jumpsuit. It's got a little bit of off the shoulder, but it's still appropriate for, honestly, again, any division. You could rock this in, princess all the way up through elite. For our older girls, maybe you want to do something that is a little bit more businessy, a little bit with the darker colors. That's totally fine. You got a little flower accent up here. Something that I want you guys to remember when you're thinking about choosing your outfit. At the national level, everyone is going to wear competition sashes. Those are black and white sashes that have your city or your state title. Now, you might be thinking, MT, I don't know what my city title is. That is okay. We don't assign those until November, but you will be assigned a city title and it will kind of work the way that your number worked at the state pageant. And you will actually wear that sash across every single one of your outfits. So, the thing that I always like to think about when I am shopping is what is going to look good with a competition sash that's going to be going either over your shoulder and across, or you can tuck it into the armpit and pull it across here. We're not going to wear it as a belt. We're not going to hang it off the side of us. it does need to be somehow across your chest, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're selecting an outfit. You could do a dress or a suit jacket, a two-piece set, lots of ways that you can go with this outfit. But again, just think about where is that sash going to go. For little girls, you might notice I have a lot more little girl clothes, mamas, I'm sure you can identify. This was one of my daughter's favorite interview outfits. And of course, my daughter cannot compete at National American Miss anymore, but I did have that experience as a mom. And this is definitely something I would put her in as a princess or even as a junior preteen. This was extra special because my mom actually made it for her. And then you'll see, and we'll talk about this when we get to packing tips, this little baggie with some hair bows in it as well. So again, this is really precious, comfortable. This was special to her because they are Swedish colors. So she was representing her grandfather. So just, age appropriate and cute. Even a look like this, a simple look like this is great for princess, junior preteen. This is actually off the rack from Forever 21. So there are great places that you can find wardrobe suited to your budget. Hard to believe, but we've already captured 2 of the 3 required stage competitions at NAM Nationals. The next piece is evening gown. An evening gown is such a special moment because you are going to have a chance in the spotlight and walking the iconic National American Miss stage, walking that runway in the gown of your dreams.
She's California.
So let's talk a little bit about picking a perfect evening gown. Number 1, above and beyond anything else, you or your daughter needs to feel confident in what she's wearing. Confidence is key because if you do not love what you're wearing, it is going to show all over your face. So lead from your heart, pick a style that is true to you is number 1. Number 2, the fit. The fit is incredibly important. I can't tell you how many times I see a gorgeous gown and a gorgeous girl and she's full of confidence and she is tripping on that hem. Now, mamas, older girls, ladies, check yourself in the shoes you plan to wear and walk your gown. Your local gym that has an open yoga studio, a basketball court at your high school gym, your cul-de-sac, anywhere where you have a flat, hard surface. Be careful, because I know you're going to have that gown on. Put your gown on and put your shoes on and walk it. If you are tripping, get it professionally hemmed, okay? You are not going to want to be going down that beautiful runway just like trip, trip, trip. You don't want to be there, trust me. So check that and check it often, especially my mamas of the girls who love to grow. I am there right now with my daughter. She is growing every single day and it makes it a little bit tricky to hem. What I would recommend is if your kiddo is wearing heels, even like little itty bitty baby heels, these are pretty tiny heels. You could even do half. Put them in what the highest heel that they are comfortable walking in, and hem it to that. And that way, if they get taller, you can always bring the heel height down. Okay, so that is something that I have done to get away with having to hem over and over and over again. I am back with who I affectionately call Big Blue. If you're like me and you name your pageant attire or your child's pageant attire, yes, we are all here. And this I present to you as an evening gown example for the little ones. And whoop, here's another little girl evening gown example. And again here, going back to where I started, these are different colors, they're different styles. It is not about the dress, okay? And you will hear us say this, and it is true. It is not about the dress. However, it is about how you or your daughter presents in the gown, okay? So you could have the most expensive gown in the world, but if you are not presenting yourself with confidence and if it does not fit well, you are not going to do well. Similarly, you may have found the budget deal of the century on your gown. If you get out there and you present that gown with confidence, with poise, and it fits you perfectly, girlfriend, you've got this in regards to the competition sashes, okay? So if I were doing this on my daughter, I could do this. I would not because I want to enjoy this beautiful detailing. So what I will do is I will pin this here and I will pin this here, okay? And that is going to be that competition sash. Like I mentioned earlier, it is going to be on every single one of your required competitions. Everybody gets one competition sash. You do have the option on the pageant portal to purchase additional ones. As a mom, as a competitor, I am always going to purchase at least one additional. And honestly, for NAM, I'm going to purchase two. The reason being, I like to be able to trim this the way that I want it to go for her gown. And then I'm going to leave it on her gown. She's going to wear it like that for formal wear, but I know she's going to put the gown back on for finale, and I want to be able to leave it on the gown. Similarly, I want to be able to put it on her personal introduction outfit, okay? So I want to be able to, this is one I would probably just go over the shoulder. I want to be able to have this perfect for this little outfit, and I want to leave it on for intro and interview, and I don't want to have to worry. Honestly, I'm probably not going to take it off until I get home. And the reason why I want three is because at nationals during finale, you have a dance number in your Ashley Loren production number dress from Ashley Renee's. You're going to have to put your sash on that too. So if you are an All-American contestant and if you get three competition sashes, you can put one on your gown and leave it on your gown. You can put one on intro interview and leave it. You can put one on your production number dress and leave it. For my state queens, I know you do have those two dance numbers. So what you could do is you could take the third one off of your introduction outfit, or you could just order three extras, which would give you four total. Up to you. Some people are like, MT, I'm not stressed about that, girlfriend. I'm just going to take it off and put it on one. Good for you. Live your life. You will get it and you will be fine. But if you are somebody who just likes to not have to worry about that, I might suggest taking advantage of purchasing extras. That is available for purchase on the portal only through October 15th. So if you are interested in that, make sure you order it because we have to have these ordered and created in time for you to pick up on site during check-in. So these are little girl examples. Same thing when it comes to evening gown. And I'm going to just make her disappear. Okay. And I'm going to show you some examples for older divisions. So this is back in my Miss days. It's got a slit. It is not too terribly high of a slit. And I am mindful of that slit when I'm walking. So you will notice for our junior teen, miss, and elite contestants, you are allowed to have gowns that are off the shoulder. Honestly, off the shoulder is fine as well for the little girls as long as it's appropriate and they're not too bare. But slits, we don't really want slits on any gowns until they're in junior teen. And honestly, at NAM, we tend to be a little bit more conservative. So I maybe would avoid slits that are showing too much leg for our junior teen division. Teen, miss, and elite, Again, age appropriate, and that becomes family friendly. I want you to think about the angle that you are up on that stage versus the angle that the judges are at. That is my best way to put it. If you are wearing a dress with an excessively high slit and you are walking up to the judges and you are above them, that is not going to be a good look. So please be mindful of that. That is another thing that I would put my dress on. And honestly, I'm a little crazy. So I would probably put it on and stand on a table like this and have a friend sit down and look up at me and tell me that everything is fine with that slit. I know it sounds crazy, but that is not something that you want to discover when you are at nationals. So just be mindful of the cut and the fit of your gown. For my elite and honestly mixed divisions, you can also do something that is a little bit more classic and covered as well. So this is a great gown. It's got long sleeve, zipper up back. It's got a high collar. It is extremely elegant and beautiful and classic. I don't have any great examples of ball gowns here, but ball gowns are fantastic for junior teens, teens. Honestly, Miss and Elite, again, if that is your style, go for it. But again, keep in mind the competition sash and just making sure that the dress is going to have the same oomph that you want it to have once you put that sash across your chest. We've talked about your required competition wardrobe. The only two other things that you need to be aware of, and actually only one if you are All American. So, whether you are a city queen competing for the All American title or a state queen competing for the National American Miss Red Banner title, you will need your Ashley Loren production number dress from Ashley Renee's. They are lilac this year for our Princess through Miss contestants, and a fabulous black with some blue beading number for our elite division. If you have not purchased that, please make sure to do it because at this point it is sizes as available. And once sizes are out of stock, they are out of stock. A lot of people have said, do we have to participate in the finale production number? No, we're not going to make you do it. However, 99% of the contestants are going to do it. It's your first opportunity to be seen on stage during the finale. It's fun and it is a part of the experience. So I would highly recommend that everybody participate in that production number. The second thing is if you are a state queen, you have a red, pink, and white cocktail dress or jumpsuit that you will wear for a second production number. Only our state queens will have two production numbers, and that is the same from princess all the way up through elite. So you will wear that red, pink, and white for another production number. And what's unique about this production number is you get to introduce yourself on stage with your title. You'll get more information on that closer to nationals, but you want to be dressed and ready to shine for that moment because you're not just dancing, but you're speaking as well during that production number. Last thing I want to talk about before I get into our other wardrobe needs for Nationals Week is footwear. I am obviously a big fan of Diverse Style by Sydney Dion. Diverse Style is another one of our fabulous national sponsors, and they actually provide each of our NAM National Queens with two pairs of shoes throughout their reign. We love them, and I also happen to think that these shoes are exceptionally comfortable, which you might be looking and saying, MT, this heel looks crazy. What do you mean it's comfortable? But if you're going to wear a heel like this, I promise you that this is the most comfortable one. And I am always reminded when I wear a heel that is not from Diverse Style. They have some kind of like wonderful cushiony pillow situation here that just makes these my go-to shoe. And you can see I've worn them. I've worn them quite a bit. But Diverse Style has an entire selection of shoes for our older contestants all the way to our little girls. They have heels that are, I think, a good size for maybe preteen. They're a little high for preteen, but again, if they can walk in it confidently, it works. They have cute little Mary Jane styles that are perfect for interview. I love a closed toe for interview for the little ones. But again, they have a variety of styles and colors. I wish I had them here, but there are some fabulous sparkler booties. I love rocking those as well. So just make sure to check out Diverse Style. They are sold through our official wardrobe sponsor, Ashley Renee's. Check that out. All good things. But I would recommend ordering those shoes sooner than later because you do not want to walk into competition having just started wearing a new pair of shoes. You want some time to break them in. Some of the most successful contestants I've met have told me they will put their shoes on and just walk around and make their dinner or talk on the phone or anything that involves them walking in their shoes in their everyday life just to break them in, they will do that. So I would highly recommend taking that approach. Okay, we talked about required competitions. Now let's talk a little bit about our themed rehearsals and parties events during the week. The first one that you'll experience is our neon party. It's making its return. We are so excited to bring it back. This is the kickoff event to NAM Nationals Week. You will wear all of the neon. We're bringing back the iconic NAM glowy crowns. It's going to be hosted by our NAM national choreographers and staff. It's a good time. Be comfortable, wear something neon. Okay, so little ones, this is super fun. Neon works for neon party. What else would I do? I might put her in this for neon party. Again, just super fun, bright colors. I don't have any great examples down here for me, but what I have done for a neon party is honestly on Amazon, you can find really cute tops and those tulle skirts in pretty much every neon color under the sun. They usually come with like little gloves and little pieces of jewelry, just anything that'll look cool under a black light is a good rule of thumb for the neon party. But don't overthink it. It is a party. It is not meant to be stressful. So mamas, if you're stressing about required competitions, this is something that you can just kind of say, look, we're going to just we're going to find something and it's going to work. Don't overthink it with a neon party. The second event, and it is our biggest event at NAM Nationals because it is the only time that everybody is together from princess all the way through elite, and that is our doll ball that is sponsored by Ashley Renee's. This will be our fourth annual doll ball, and what is so special about doll ball is that you will bring a new doll to donate to Toys for Tots, and the Marines actually come out, they collect the dolls, they take pictures with the girls. We donate a portion of our People's Choice competition money to the Marines, to Toys for Tots, and it's just a really incredible evening. We also do a fashion show that features our NAM National Queens. For Doll Ball, we are in NAM's Dream House. Think pink, okay? This is a fun event, more upscale attire wise. I would say that it is less casual than the neon party. Girls tend to get a bit more dressed up. There's a lot of photo ops there, and there are a lot of opportunities to not just dance and take pictures, but to really get to enjoy the experience of being with your entire family. So I would say dress to impress for the doll ball. Cocktail dresses, rompers, jumpsuits, that is the vibe. And if you need ideas for your outfit, Ashley Renee's has curated an entire collection of looks that work for the doll ball. Whether you shop there or you use it as outfit inspo, I would encourage you to do that. So we'll include the link here for you. And again, just dress to impress. The last event that I want to talk about is Thanksgiving Banquet. Thanksgiving Banquet is not required. However, it is a really classic and timeless part of the NAM Nationals experience. This is a formal event. It is black and white themed. So this includes contestants, family members as well. Dads, this is a great time to break out your suits. You just want to look like you're ready to take a picture with your family that can go on the front of your holiday card. okay? That is the vibe. Look fabulous, be comfortable, make it a memory for your family. Um, for the littles, you could do a white cocktail dress, you could do a black cocktail dress. It's okay if there's some little embellishments on it that are not black and white. Um, it's not the end of the world, but predominantly black and white is what we are going for the Thanksgiving banquet. During the Thanksgiving banquet, we also do have some special entertainment that happens, including the announcement of our Music Artist of the Year. So if you're competing for Music Artist of the Year, you will know by Thanksgiving whether or not you are in the top 5, and you'll be asked to pop down to the Thanksgiving banquet. A question that always comes up is, oh my gosh, MT, I'm not going to the Thanksgiving banquet. I made plans with auntie, uncle who live in Orlando, but I am top 5 for Music Artist of the Year. Am I going to be able to come? Yes. So if you are top 5 for Music Artist of the Year, we do allow you to pop in during that announcement so that you can collect your awards, find out if you won, all that good stuff. So don't stress about that. But again, that will happen during the Thanksgiving banquet. And we hope to see you there because it is a really special time to spend not just with your family, but with your namily as well. Okay, I'm going to go through rehearsal themes really quickly. I don't have perfect examples for all of the rehearsal themes, but I'm going to talk about them on a high level. First of all, every division will have a patriotic party. We're calling it patriotic party. It's really just a patriotic rehearsal, but we're celebrating being proud to be Americans. It's going to be super fun. Wear your red, white, and blue. Again, pageant casual/casual. This does not have to be a cocktail type of attire, just something fun and comfortable. Don't overthink it, don't stress it. It is literally just for a rehearsal. The second rehearsal theme that everyone will have is our ugly holiday sweater. So this is going to be a lot of fun. This is a new theme for us this year, and we want to see your craziest holiday sweaters, okay? Get into it. Show your festive spirit. No matter what holiday you celebrate, we just want to see your take on tacky. So that should be a ton of fun. And again, don't overthink it, don't overstress it. It is just a rehearsal. The other rehearsal theme that everybody will be a part of is our rain rehearsal. And that is sponsored by one of our new partners, Rain Athletic Wear. They offer a line of athleisure that is really meant for you to stay comfortable, cozy, confident, and stylish during pageant week. A big question that has come up is, do I have to purchase something for this rehearsal from Rain? Nope, you do not. You will notice that this is our Rain rehearsal. It's all about you reigning as a queen, and you can reign in whatever way you feel most comfortable and confident, whether you're wearing something from Rain or you're just wearing some NAM swag. That is totally okay. The really cool thing about Rain is that they are offering a discount to every national contestant who wants to purchase an outfit. You can get entire outfits, you can get sets, you can get just a little jacket, whatever you want is available on their website. So I will make sure that that discount code is popping up somewhere over here so that you can check them out. And to show you an example of that, this is a piece that I picked up for my daughter because anytime we have a sponsor, I personally purchase the products first to make sure that they are high quality. And I will tell you, my daughter has lived in this, so it has been a very good investment. It is pretty ideal for pageant week in terms of walking around the hotel. It is a little zip on, zip off. It is really comfortable. It is warm. If you know anything about hotel ballrooms, especially for pageants, they always tend to be freezing. So, always a good rule of thumb to have something cozy to walk around in. This is great if you're getting your hair done for our older girls, our women competing. If you're getting makeup done, it's easy to take on and off without messing anything up. I personally love it. And again, take advantage of your discount. And there is a deadline, shipping deadline. So take care to get your stuff ordered sooner than later so you can get the piece that you want in time. If you don't wear something from Rain, totally acceptable to wear your production number t-shirt or any other piece of NAM swag that you have. Again, it's just a rehearsal. Don't overthink it. Don't stress it. Finally, for my Princess through Miss divisions, you will have a PJ rehearsal. It's exactly what it sounds like. A fan favorite when it comes to PJ rehearsal is wearing some cozy onesies. That is what I would wear if I had the choice. So pick something comfortable. And again, for my older girls, make sure you pick something that's appropriate for a pageant PJ party. Okay, so make sure the length of shorts are appropriate. Make sure that you are being a good role model for the younger girls when it comes to that rehearsal. Just have fun and wear something that is cute. And again, don't overthink it. It's just a rehearsal. Okay, let's get into packing tips. Now, I already told you at the beginning of this episode about Dream Duffel. And one of the things that I love about it is the telescoping garment rack that comes out of the bag. If you don't do that, you can always find both of these clothing racks are just from Amazon. They're pretty collapsible. They are possible to get into a large suitcase. And you can also just get it shipped directly to the hotel, but just be mindful of charges for receiving packages at the hotel. But they are super convenient to have in your hotel room just to give you some extra space. What you don't want to do is hang your gown on the fire sprinkler heads. And you might be thinking, MT, why would somebody do that? I promise you it happens almost every year. So please do not do it because you will flood out your room and you will cause a fire drill, and we don't want any of those things. So we've talked about wardrobe. Now it's time to get into some pro packing tips. I'm going to share some of my personal favorite pageant hacks when it comes to packing and prepping your wardrobe and your hotel room. This comes from personal experience from fabulous pageant mamas over the year and just learning things the hard way. Number one, when it comes time to pack, it does add an extra step, but what I would highly recommend is laying out each one of your outfits from top to bottom, from earring to shoe, and making sure that you have all pieces of the puzzle ready to rock. Okay. What I like to do when I do that is snap a picture of that full look, because inevitably I am going to forget something when you are in the heat of the moment of the crazy prepping once you're getting ready for competition. So it is just a helpful reminder. Sometimes it is also helpful if you are working with a coach or you're working with a hair and makeup artist and they want to know what you're wearing for a given competition. If you just take picture of it, you have everything all lined up in one place. When it comes to packing, I will start with accessories first. This is a fun little box I actually got on Amazon, and it has a bunch of little individual zipper bags in it. And I love to use this to help me organize earrings during competition week. What I do is I actually buy a little, it's kind of like a binder clip, a ring, ring. I'm sure there's an official name for this that I will try to find, but I put it around the zipper, and that way once I get unpacked, I can go ahead and put this on the hanger of the corresponding outfit, and it just helps to ensure that I have all portions of the outfit together. Now, you don't have to go this route. I don't think this was very expensive, and I use it all the time, but this is the same technique as pull through a Ziploc bag, or if you're like me and you have a bazillion of those little mesh cinchy bags, same concept. But at the end of the day, it's just putting your outfits all together so that it makes life easier. When I get into packing, I have found that the best way to conserve space, but also keep things as wrinkle free as possible, is the rolling method. So what I will do is I will turn usually a garment, especially if this fabric can get very snagged easily, or if it's heavily sequined, I will try to turn it inside out. And then I will roll it when I pack it. And I have found that I can get a lot more into my suitcase this way, and that the outfit tends to be a lot less wrinkled when I take it out when I roll. I would recommend that if you are going this route, as you see, this is not in a garment bag. I am not going to put anything liquid at all, anything that could explode, into a bag with clothing, especially competition clothing. Even when stuff is sealed into a Ziploc bag, I have seen it go rogue. So I would just put your competition stuff into one bag. Honestly, if you can get a lot of it into a carry-on bag, don't look at me and tell me it can't be done, because I got a gown, 3 cocktails, 2 interview looks, a bunch of casual looks, all into one carry-on. So it is possible. And it's possible due to the magic of magic bag. So I have heard people recommend this. I just used these for the first time because I wanted to travel with only one carry-on suitcase for a gown and about a bazillion cocktail dresses and shoes. And the only way that I was going to do that was to use the magic bag. If you're not familiar with this, it is like a giant Ziploc bag, and you suck all the air out of it, and it compresses all of your wardrobe together. I would wait to pack that item last and take it out of your suitcase first to allow it time to fluff and breathe. I wouldn't pack a gown super early and leave it in a vacuum sealed bag for forever. But in terms of you maximizing your suitcase space, I would highly recommend. And I just tried this for the first time myself. It worked beautifully for a gown that I had to transport, a very, very full ball gown. And once you get it in and flatten it out, you take a vacuum and all the air comes out of it, and you would be amazed at how compact you can get things to be. This is something that I would recommend if you're going to do it. Pack that item as close to your departure as possible and take it out of the bag as close to landing as possible, because I don't know, in my mind, the longer that it's in that bag, the more wrinkled it's going to be. I was also really impressed because the dress was not horribly wrinkled, and it was this kind of satiny material, and it was fine. So I would definitely recommend giving these a try because it worked like a charm. Another must have for me during pageant week is my pageant emergency kit. And it has grown over time. I think that this is actually like a little sewing bag, but it works so perfectly for this. And it has in it everything you could possibly need pageant week. This will be good for you, but you will also be everyone else's friend with this item. So I stock mine. First of all, I always have a variety of like foot pads, whether the ones that go on the back of the heel or at the toe. I usually have a pack of blister band-aids in here. They make special band-aids that are specifically for blisters. It is a lot of walking. This hotel is huge. Our event space is humongous. We span the entire convention space. We have 3 ballrooms. It's a lot. You're going to do a lot of walking. So be prepared. Another must have, I recommend, this is called moleskin. And you can actually put it directly on your skin, and it will be a buffer between the back of your shoe. It helps to stop the blisters from happening, or if you end up with a blister, you can put this over that band-aid, and it'll just, again, help to kind of alleviate that friction that happens when we wear shoes for too long. I always make sure that I have a variety of body tape and dress tape. This is hemming tape. All of these things you can get from, honestly, Target, CVS, Michael's, Joann's, wherever you want. I don't know if Joann's is in business anymore, but these are always good to have. Hollywood tape is always good. I have never personally used it, but I have let people use it. A little sewing kit and little scissors. And these scissors are small enough they can go in a checked bag. When they're done that, no problem. Got tweezers. Shout wipes. Shout wipes and the Shout pen, which I think is upstairs from one of my more recent travels where I didn't bring my whole kit. But these are a lifesaver when it comes to any accidents that happen. Definitely recommend having a few of these available. I always have some pens and pencils, apparently a lot of them. That collection is growing. I always keep some gum, some floss, some mints. I think I had a little mouthwash in here, and that is just, staying fresh. Hair clips. And then I usually just little Q-tips. I will throw a bunch of safety pins in here. I have those little clear rubber bands, bobby pins, static guard. Not something that you always think about, but sometimes, especially with like a runway type outfit or something where you have tulle or a lot of layers, this can come in handy. Makeup remover, I usually throw in there. Hand sanitizer, because we need to stay healthy during Nam Nationals week. I've got some Febreze fabric to go in here. Liquid stitch. And then bar soap. Not quite sure why I have that, but if you need it, I've got it. And these bad boys would not be permissible on a plane. So this would have to go in a checked bag. But these are some really good heavy duty sewing scissors. And the reason that I have these with me is to do a clean cut on my competition sash that I showed you earlier. I want a nice sharp blade because I don't want the edges of my banner to fray. So that is just something to keep in mind. So I might not need all of these things, but I have found that at any given point, I have used all of these things. And if I haven't needed it, a pageant sister or a fellow pageant mama has. So these little rescue kits are fantastic. Another way that I have arranged this in my hotel room for the stuff that I want to just leave in my room, these little hanger bags are great. And I would usually fill those up. Oh, shout out to Regal Runway. Little plug there, my daughter. They do these really cute competition supporter badges, and we love them. They will be available for purchase at check-in, but I like to put this on stuff that's hers because it just helps me to visually track anything that's hers. But anyhow, this is a great way also to store all of these little things, and you can hang it up in your hotel room and have it accessible. But you're going to want some extra space. So the Dream Duffel rack, a rack from Amazon. I even have one from Amazon. It's more appropriate for kids' clothes. It's not going to really work for adults, but it completely collapses into this big. And I love it because it just gives me an extra space to put things once I'm in the hotel room. I know what I want to show you next. Slippers. Talked about how big the Hyatt Regency Orlando is. It is a big, beautiful property. You do not want to be walking, or it's like the Barbie movie. Do you choose this or do you choose this? We know we choose the heel, but when you're choosing to walk around, you might prefer to choose the slippers. So I highly recommend having a pair of slippers. I have slippers that specifically are for walking around the hotel because I don't necessarily want to wear these at home when I'm walking all over the hotel. But it's just great to have them in your bag. I would highly recommend saving your feet and putting these on as you travel from your room to the different competitions or to your different rehearsals, and just pop your shoes on when you get there, okay? And Speaking of popping shoes on when you get there or getting changed when you're downstairs, or those days you have optionals back to back to back, um, let me grab it. This is another great product from Dream Duffel, and it is a garment bag that has built-in compartments to it. And I love this for if I'm going down to competition and I know I have to change downstairs, which sometimes happens. I will put everything competition needed in this bag. So I would just go ahead and stick in my heels in this compartment, and then I would stick my earrings in here. And then if I needed another accessory, I've got another place, but it all zips up. I can put my name right here. And this is what I'm going to bring down with me when I have to change. This makes life a lot easier because you know you have everything in one place. Another must have on your travel list is a handheld steamer. This is from Rowenta and it has served me well. It is quick, it's easy, it works on anything from evening gowns to interview outfits. You will have an iron in your room, but I have found that steamers are really the way to go. So definitely, if you are somebody who is going to be steaming your garments, check out a little travel steamer. They help a ton in making sure that your outfits look their best. So you have all of your wardrobe, you have all of your travel tips. What do you do once you get into your hotel room? Number one, I am a big believer in unpacking as soon as you arrive. And in our family, I am fondly known for what we call nesting. When I get somewhere, I want to unpack everything. I want to lay everything out and get it organized. It is worth it to take that time in the beginning of the week to get yourself sorted and try to live out of a suitcase, and it ends up a big, big mess. So if you've got your dress racks, I would go ahead, pull out all of your outfits. I like to sort mine in order of the week. So I will visually go through the schedule and I will put things in order that I know they're going to be worn. I will put my little jewelry bags around the hangers at that point. And I will also get a feel for what kind of steaming I need to do day to day, because in reality, I'm only going to steam what I'm wearing the next day because nobody has time to do all that steaming and let it hang around for a while. I like to set up my vanity area in the bathroom. I like to make sure that my kit is ready. I always put my kit near the door so that I remember to take it when I leave, because it does not help anybody if I do not have it with me. And if I am really on my A game, I will have a printed copy of the schedule, literally post up the schedule so that everyone in the family can see what is happening from day to day. The number one thing is to just get organized early and to stay organized. It's a losing game if you don't do it from the beginning, because it's impossible once things really get rolling to catch up. So take that time in the beginning. It is well worth it. Okay, it's time for this week's Crown Convo Challenge. We want to see your best packing flat lay, all right? So I want you to pick any outfit, anything that you might wear during week. Maybe it's a casual look, right? We didn't talk a whole lot about casual looks, but you want to have some cute casual outfits as you're out and about the hotel room, not competing, not at rehearsals. I would go ahead and lay that out and show us how you would style it. So give us your best influencer flat lay photo. We're going to pick the best ones to feature during next week's Crown Combos, and you can submit them using the form below. Make sure you track the deadline because we will be picking a winner for next week's episode. I've got one more special treat for you this evening. Last week, we talked a little bit about optionals, and I didn't get too much into optional wardrobing here because we talked a bit about it last week, and that is going to be different for every girl. And optionals, really, the world is your oyster. Use your guidebook to create outfits that are age appropriate and ready for competition. But what I do have for you today is a flash sale, because something that I know that a lot of you are doing is taking fabulous photos. If you have not entered our photogenic optional, now is your chance. For the next 4 hours only, you have the opportunity to submit your photogenic entry at a discounted rate. Full details are available in the link below. You will pay for the optional and submit your photo all in one place, and it will be added to your account at that discounted price. This is the only way to avail of that discounted price. Now remember, the way that our pageant portal works, our edit order, is that you can take things on and off. So if you're thinking to yourself, MT, I already put photogenic on my order, you can go ahead and still use the form to submit and pay for your photogenic entry now, and that will guarantee you that lower price. Then what you'll do is you'll go into the portal and you'll just remove those from the order there because they're going to show back up through the form that you're submitting tonight. All the details are below. Take a chance to read it over. But again, for the next 4 hours, get your discounted photogenic optional entry. While this discounted pricing on photogenic will only last until midnight Pacific time, you have an opportunity to continue to enter photogenic as well as our other optional competitions all the way through November 12th. That is our premium optional deadline. And that is the only way to guarantee that you will be able to compete at a given optional. Of course, you might be able to sign up for things on site, but sometimes we just don't have space. So it's really important if you're planning to do a particular optional that you get that on your edit order. It also helps us to make great decisions when it comes to the timing of our competitions and to provide you with the best schedule possible at NAM Nationals. Remember, if you're entering photogenic, you have to upload your photo via the portal or via this special form just tonight. But remember, photogenic entries will not be accepted on site. So if you're not choosing to take advantage of tonight's flash sale, remember that you have to enter and submit your photogenic entry no later than November 12th in order to be considered for this optional contest.
Before we finish out this episode of Crown Convos, let's take a look at the winner of last week.
Hi everybody, my name is Samantha Madison, and for this week Crown's Convos Challenge, it's why I chose that optional. My optional that I'll be talking about is casual wear. And for me, when it comes to casual wear, I don't do it for today me. I do it for me that was 9 years ago. Because for her, every time she wanted to walk on stage, it was so she could be like one of those models at New York Fashion Week. And I do it today for the same reason, but a little bit different. I do it because I love showing my personality through my outfit, through my walk, and also showing people that even though you may not be as tall as the models, I surely am not, or you may have a different figure, you still can strut the runway.
That's a wrap. Thanks for joining me for this week's Crown Convos. We'll see you back here next week on YouTube as we continue our journey to the crown. We're so proud of how you all keep shining, keep tagging us, keep letting us know what's going on, and we can't wait to see you rock the stage at NAM Nationals this November. Have a good night.